And we're good.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Back from its former hiatus.
Back from our month-and-a-half hiatus. We are the NPC party, and welcome to Animated Cuisine Episode 2. We haven't done this in
Months.
a couple months, yeah. 3 or 4 months.
It's been a hot minute.
But considering there's fucking nothing going on with the channel right now, we thought it would be pretty good to get together and do another episode of Animated Cuisine. This episode will not be Inuyasha for 80 minutes.
Or will it?
Or will
Let's turn back the clock. Let's talk about Inuyasha. Let's start with episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it all started with some dumb chick fell down a well.
You were gonna say cunt. Let's be fair.
Well, I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. But just a little bit.
All right. Well, I am one of your hosts, Alex Capello. To my right, I have Benito Garza.
Hello there.
Another regular on the NPC party. And we have also our friend Samuel Nieto.
Yay, I'm
Yay.
back.
Who was in the last episode. And will hopefully also be in future episodes because we jive pretty well when we're talking about anime.
Fuck yeah.
I kind of, when you said like the grand return of Samuel Nieto, I want little party thingies to go up.
I'll see if I can edit that in.
I'm 2 for 2, guys. I'm 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
That's more than we can say about Danny, who's danking it up in the other room instead of recording with us.
You're throwing some hard shade over there, friend.
2017 shots fired.
He's supposed to be part of this podcast too, but you know he's got better
Shade has
things to
been
do.
thrown. He has other friends to hang out with.
So one thing, I don't know if we should do this now, but we should probably plug you, Sam, since out of the 3 of us, you have the most going on, in that you have a business that is very, very successful right now, and it actually has very quality products. So I don't know if you want to save that to the end, or if you just want to throw it out there right now.
We'll save it out to the end.
All right. We'll remember that. So on today's episode, what a cliffhanger.
I'm a tease.
So yes, today's episode, we're going to be focusing on Samurai. Now, this comes in the wake of the newest season of Samurai Jack that has been airing for about 6 weeks now.
If
5
you don't count the
weeks?
April Fools.
If you don't count the April Fools.
What was the April Fool's?
Rick and Morty, season 3.
Oh, well, that was fun.
No, it wasn't.
People are still counting it as the first episode of season 3.
Yes.
Well, that is the first episode.
Okay.
But even on description on DirecTV, it gives the bio for the next episode of Samurai Jack.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
like
That is hilarious.
Like they were like, no, the next episode of Samurai Jack, and they play Rick and Morty. And it's like, this is the new episode of Gundam, Rick and Morty. This is the episode of Naruto, Rick and Morty.
That is amazing, and I love it.
I mean, to be fair, Rick and Morty is great.
I praise them.
But we're not talking about Rick and Morty today. Today we are talking about Samurai. And I think we'll start this episode by
Performing Harakiri live.
by performing Harakiri live. Ready? You got your swords out?
Oh man, I missed.
If you're in the audience, please do it with us. No, please do not. No,
Disclaimer.
no audience,
Disclaimer, do not participate with any of our shenanigans.
no audience participation. So, like last time, we were talking about like the first instances that we fell into the genre of anime. I want to talk a little bit about our first samurai. You know, the first time we ever saw a samurai on television or film, and this could be like Akira Toriyama, or in fact, like my first one was Rurouni Kenshin on Toonami when I was very young. So what's the first ones that you remember? we totally didn't cut there. That was not, you didn't hear anything, audience.
Ladies and
Marcos.
Marcos, disregard that weird cut and slight amount of silence.
Also, I said Toriyama and I meant Kurosawa. My bad.
Yeah, we paused because we need to fix Capello's fuck up.
we paused because there was a bird.
There was a bird that we needed to stop.
It was an evil bird. So we're talking about our first encounters with samurai, and this can come from a lot of different sources. I'm curious as to where the first time like you all had any sort of any run-in with the idea of the samurai that is now like so romantic and very, like a Japanese icon.
Oh shit, dude, that was a very long time ago, and I want to say it was like an old black and white movie in Mexico. So it was a little...
You probably saw a Kurosawa film.
It was a little mixed,
it.
and I'm not sure I understood anything other than people with very long, thin swords slashing at each other going, yeah.
Maybe
that and a lot of martial arts movies.
It sounds like samurai to me. You likely saw a Kurosawa film before realizing it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, along those lines, I mean, when I first saw Samurai, I didn't get the idea. I saw Roman Kenshin. Then I finally got to see Samurai Champloo, and that's where I kind of got the idea for Samurai. And then at that time when I was
watching...
Jin.
Jin is like the traditional super samurai who's like calm and collected before he does anything.
Yeah. I don't remember in Samurai Champloo there being a lot of armored samurai, though. I feel like all of them are like that hit and run.
No, it's because that was specifically how they made that show, in that they never block attacks. It's always dodging, because that's how it is when you're swinging around with razor blades as weapons. If you get cut, you're going to get cut real hard. So, like, the main idea wasn't wear heavy armor. It's don't get hit and hit back.
As compared to, like samurai in armor was usually reserved for like shoguns, wasn't it? Like it was like war armor.
I think, but that was back like in the days with like
dynasties,
riding horses and using bows.
Yeah,
you use it to stop arrows, and like for when it came to swords, I mean,
yeah, because then they would just use the knife.
I think you were like you're born a samurai, like. When you're born a samurai, you just train your whole life, and armor's not gonna do a whole lot when you're trained to aim for the throat. And that's it.
That was actually a really like interesting thing that I was, and I think like I don't remember quite where I was listening to this, but like the reason why Japanese armor is not a lot of metal is because there's not a lot of ore to be mined in Japan. So
was wood and braided fabric, I think it was, or something like that.
So a lot of like compared to Europe that was rich in like copper and bronze and iron, in Japan there wasn't a lot of it. So their armor was mostly leather and wood. And
that being said, their armors were probably the most expensive armors out of everyone else, specifically because like it was supposed to be like you're not just born a samurai. Like You can't just grow up and say, I want to be a samurai. That's not how it works. You're born a samurai, you're trained a samurai, and that you're just very wealthy because you're from a samurai clan. And their job is killing and making a lot of money. So you get good stuff. So, like, blades are pretty fucking expensive. And from the bullshit that I've heard, like the folded 10 times to keep its bullshit and whatnot, well...
Yeah,
that would be expensive.
Yeah.
A quick reminder: we are not specialists in any type of thing. So if we're wrong, fuck it.
We will likely be wrong
everywhere
for a lot of things, including Inuyasha. But you know, these are things that we've like from the fascination,
we have a vague understanding.
Yeah, from the fascinations of you know. Of Japanese culture and you know the icon that is the samurai, we've looked into it at least a little bit throughout our lives, so it's just a very interesting thing to talk about and to basically dissect, which is the real reason why we're going to be talking about samurai and specifically Samurai Jack, because it's so good right now. It's pretty damn good. So yeah, I want to say Rurouni Kenshin was my first one, and that one really like it really solidifies the idea of like the Ronin and like what a samurai is and does, and the iconic samurai that is Kenshin Himura. And the reverse blade sword was also like a really cool thing, but you later learned that a reverse blade sword would do way more damage than a regular one.
Why?
Why? Because when you hit somebody with a blunt object that is shaped like a katana, it will break everything.
Oh,
like,
it transferred inertia better, I guess.
It literally, like, if you get hit with a katana blade, right, you get cut, right? And those wounds can be mended. So when you get hit with a reverse blade sword, well, when you get hit by the blunt edge of a sword that's shaped like the way a katana usually would, you will like crack bones in like nasty ways. And I think it might have been in Ultimate Warrior where they were explaining this, or some I don't remember exactly where, but like a reverse blade sword definitely does way more damage than a regular katana would. And that's because when you can mend cut wounds easier than you can mend broken bones. So like imagine getting hit with a flat end, with the not sharp end of a katana like right over your chest. It would crack every rib like going down, and then it would basically like those ribs would pierce into your lungs, and like it's supposed to be really bad getting hit by
not a good
blunt sword.
Well, along those lines, I mean, we also have in history. I remember a while back I used to see a show. Deadly Warriors?
That's probably Deadly Warriors.
Deadliest
Warriors.
I just remember it was the medieval knight versus samurai. And it was the Naginata, I believe either a bow or a katana. Something like that.
Naginata, Yumi, and the
Oni hammer shit.
Yeah, I forgot. It's something with a K, like Koboto or something like that. And it's a giant glorified studded bat. Yes. But it does its job.
It won. That's how he won, because of that versus the medieval knight.
Yeah, because like the things that leather are surprisingly good at doing is dispersing energy from blunt weapons and
piercing.
And piercing. And that's something that is a big weakness with metal armor. If you use something blunt, that armor is going to cave into you.
It caves in and it maintains that form. So all you do is aim towards the chest and they can't breathe anymore. You know? Yeah. Or the head, and then, well, I mean, they're a cracked eggshell. Damn. Yeah.
Then in Samurai Jack, I started noticing a lot of, like, I guess something we didn't see before, which was the multi-use of future weapons. I mean, I don't really remember an episode back then when he was using guns.
Well, he never did, because he always had his trusty sword.
Mm-hmm. Which is way more powerful than any futuristic weapon. But, you know, as we learned in episode 1, he loses his sword somewhere.
Some sort of green pool.
Yeah, it was it like dropped into a big pit.
Crevice or something.
Yeah, I remember it was like a tint green, and Jack was, of course, in his man diaper, whatever it's called in Chinese or Japanese.
He's rocking that a lot now.
Well, in the past episodes.
But like he's just running around naked.
Well, no, those are like pants. Those are like torn pants. He can never keep his clothes for an episode, bro.
Yeah.
Never.
This newest episode, he didn't wear clothes throughout the whole episode.
What are you talking about?
Well, he put the pimp suit on.
Yeah, right, yeah. He put the pimp suit.
I forgot.
That's disguise.
I withdraw my previous comments.
Yeah, he wears pimp suit and like oh man, pimp suit. Destroyed by children. Metaphor somewhere for life.
So, but I think before we really get into Jack, let's talk about like our favorite samurai, like our favorite samurai show or favorite samurai movie. For me, it would probably be Samurai Champloo.
I guess. I know this is a little bit off there, but it's a movie I saw. I think it's called The Last Samurai. That movie.
Well, wasn't that with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I think so. Oh, was that Brad Pitt?
I'm not. I don't know American.
I always confuse the two.
They look the same. The point was just the idea of it all. It was Yeah, it was WW. I think 1 or 2 or something. Or was it Civil?
I think it was before that.
Yeah, sorry, no, I'm off.
Yeah, it was because it was during
Neo based on that character also.
Oh wait,
I think it might
William
be
something.
William something. Yeah.
Which is an incredibly white man who just goes to Japan during World War.
It isn't World War. It's during the last shogunate, which is
because I remember he has to fight ninjas.
There's a lot of infighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember
Contrary to popular belief, I don't think that that guy Neil who's a ninja, I don't think he's actually a ninja in real life.
Probably not.
I just thought, because they showed all the cool weapons and like every teaching and the immense amount of work it actually takes to be a samurai, like Benny was saying, that you're just not born into it. Like, he got lucky with everything.
Oh, like they just gave him a chance. Originally, he had been imprisoned.
Yeah.
And he was there for a good while, but because he had good understanding of math, the shogun or one of the people, higher up people, took interest in him, and he like, okay, we'll let you out, but teach us what you know. And he taught him, I forgot what it was, but it was with math, and they came to respect him, and like he even married and he stayed over there and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's where I really got my first idea. And then when he was fighting the ninjas, and the ninjas had all their crazy tools, but his teachings and understanding, basically just with his knowledge and what he had, he was able to win.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I want to say it was William something, but
like William Blake, maybe.
I'm not sure. I keep, my head keeps yelling at me. It's Murderface.
William Murderface,
but it's
the last samurai.
We all know who Murderface is.
Metaphor for life.
But that wasn't a bad movie.
I was really young when I saw it, and when I saw it, I was like, this is awesome. It probably has nothing accurately for samurai in any way.
I mean, it was entertaining. Like, I can give it that.
I should watch it again as an adult.
Favorite movie, I can't actually recall too well, but I would say I love the concept of the blind swordsman. And I think that was actually a very old black and white movie where it was just a blind dude and like people would try to beat the shit out of him, and guess what? He's actually a master samurai. Watch the fuck out. And like that's it. That was most of the movie.
I'm like 1000% certain that it's a Kurosawa film that you saw.
The Blind Samurai?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't they do some weird adaptation where it's the Afro Samurai or something?
Well, I mean, there is Afro Samurai, but that was...
he blind?
He isn't blind.
Afro Samurai is not blind.
Oh, okay.
Just happens to be a black dude in like super cyber Japan, not Japan, but like cyber future where everyone is into ninjas and swords.
It's also starring Samuel L. Jackson as Afro Samurai.
That is true.
He's always a good everything.
Voice, yeah.
Voice, actor.
So, all right. Well, that then brings up the question: ninjas or samurais?
Fuck this weeaboo ass fucking question.
I know, right? Like it's kind of silly how like they've been like almost intertwined with each other due to like popular culture. Like the fact of the matter is like ninjas, they aren't what popular culture thinks that they are.
Yeah.
Like they're all dishonorable assassins that kill you in your sleep.
That was their job.
That's their job. That's
like,
what they're supposed to do.
Guess what? Turns out people aren't too aware when they're asleep, so
Yeah.
it makes it really easy to stab them in the throat.
You will never see a ninja on the front line of anything.
No, that's because they're busy pretending to be like lawn mowing people, or not lawn mowing people, but people taking care of bullshit, and then they like, oh, that guy's asleep. Is he my? Yep, he's my target. Slash his throat. Get out of there.
It's time to put a little string and hang it from the ceiling and drop some poison right onto his mouth. Like
there was another one where they get eggs and hollow it out and then just fill it with a lot of pepper, but almost a powder. And before they do anything, they crack it and throw it at your face to get the fuck out of there.
They were the first inventors of pocket sand.
Pocket sand, but this was spicy pocket sand.
Spicy pocket sand.
And apparently, like they would like dip some knives in cow shit before they threw them, or just spit on it and throw it because guess what?
Get infected.
That's not good for the human body. Yeah,
and it's hard to fight infections way back when there was fucking ninjas. So as long as you slash the fucking guy with cow shit, he would die.
Yeah, that was pretty much a guaranteed not nice death.
Yeah, that's a good, nice cow virus.
Cow death virus.
Death by cow virus. Meanwhile, like there were like 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 the what's it called, the crossroad killers,
Samurais?
yeah, the samurai who they would go out into a crossroad to test a new sword, and they would just cut down anybody who passed by.
There was another one where they would go to jails and see how many people they could cut in one swing, and they would call it, this is a 2-man blade, as in it can cut through 2 people without a problem. This is a 3-man blade, and like 3-man blade were the shit. Like, that's what you wanted if you were a high-end blacksmith. Wow. You wanted to be renowned as a person who can make 3-man blades.
No, we just have to point out that Japan was kind of shitty. Before we nuked the shit out of them.
It should be noted, like, generally the world was really shitty back when we thought things were magic.
Yeah, that's pretty true. You can't only blame. You can't only give the blame to Japan there. Like
in medieval times over here, if we thought you were sick, we'd drill a hole in the side of your fucking head to let the demons spill out.
Wait, was it medieval times? Weren't in America most of it? Was it in Native Americans?
America. Yeah. America. Well, the thing is, America maybe didn't have America, North America probably didn't have as much.
Native
of that.
Americans believed, mainly in spirits are what make you not good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Mexicans are in fact sacrificing the shit out of each other.
You make it sound like we're so much high society. We just sacrifice people.
I'm not versed well enough to know about Native American culture to know the kind of any cannibalistic practices. I'm sure there was some. Everybody has that sort of phase, but the Mexicans, they were straight up eating people's hearts and shit. So
to our defense, it was to appraise the gods, Capella. We kept the days coming and the nights. You're welcome.
It was an honor to be sacrificed to Huitzilopochtli, god of war.
I thought you were about to go with Huitlacoche, and that's corn ear fungus. That is not a god. That is corn ear fungus.
Once again, we are not historically accurate for anything. Don't quote us.
We just have a general understanding of a lot of
understanding. I mean, the Aztec, the people who invented basketball.
Oh, yeah,
the winners get to be sacrificed to the gods.
The winners get to be sacrificed to the gods.
The losers get to know they're not good enough.
Which is just as good as being dead.
You're not wrong there.
I want to know I want to see the coach of one of those teams, right? And be like, you know what, guys? Maybe we just live today. Maybe we just throw the game just for today. I have a kid coming. I kind of want to be alive for that.
Back then, if you fucked up a song for the gods, you were immediately killed because you weren't good enough to play the song of the gods. When you said you'd be good enough to play a song for the gods.
Yeah.
That's how shit was back then.
Yeah, and I think every culture has that sort of phase.
They're just overlook that
you
general
know what?
section.
Humans are kind of shit. Let's just kill everything.
You're not wrong in that general area.
But that aside, I guess in the romantic samurai and ninja, right, where the ninjas are these cool jutsu wielding star flingers, and samurai are these noble warriors of the battlefield who have honor at their highest. They hold honor at the highest place in their lives. Where's the line for you? Which one is cooler? Which one's better?
They're both real shit in real life, but I'm gonna have to go for samurai.
Also samurai.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Also, it's just samurai. Just so much. I guess it's the romance of the noble warrior.
No, that wasn't real. They would say that, not, but no. Fuckers would cut off heads to keep track of their trophies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when allowed, they just when big wars, when they didn't have room for whole carts of heads, they just slice off ears or noses and look, this is a kill. This is another kill. This is another kill. That's how they would get paid. They get paid per kill.
Yeah. And that's the reality of it, right?
Yeah, that's the harsh real world.
It's the harsh real world. But like I said, the romance of the samurai is just it feels like
cool.
It feels
You
awesome,
were on the right
right?
track.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
It's cool, you know. It's like in the way that they're portrayed in entertainment media, they're noble warriors and they're disciplined and they're martial skills.
They're born in it, and just that's the only option they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Either get good or get out.
I'm not sure if they were actually allowed to get out. I think it was more like get good or die.
Yeah.
It probably
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
This is a very sketchy moment when I say this because I don't fucking know. Maybe
What happens? Oh no, yeah, they would just kill themselves if they weren't good enough.
Harakiri was a thing.
Harakiri was a thing. Yeah.
We did joke about this earlier.
Again, do not do this at home, kids.
Yeah.
I hope please still be alive, audience. We didn't actually commit harakiri.
We wouldn't be talking.
I missed.
You missed.
I missed, quote unquote.
Yes.
So yeah, the romance of the samurai, which like is basically hammered in by like games like Neo and like Seven Samurai, like and there's a whole lot of there's quite a bit of samurai media, right? You know, Kurosawa was maybe the first to hammer in like the romance of the samurai, which later followed into like anime and then games. And it's a cool subject, right? You know, despite the reality of it, you know, the romantic version that's been painted is really cool, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like the same romance that you find with like Arthurian legend, right? You know, like the Knights of the Round and, you know, the King Arthur Pendragon.
Chivalry and honor. And whatnot.
Yeah, it's in the same vein. It's just that because it's further away, right? Like because Japan is way more distant than like a European myth or something. It's also exotic, so that makes it that much more cooler.
Yep.
Agreed.
So I think that's a good place to start talking about Samurai Jack, which is maybe like one of the most romantic depictions of a samurai that you could
the ultimate good guy samurai versus
evil,
a demon
versus Aku, shape-shifting master of darkness.
Fucking just turn to a ball and roll over everything.
I know, right?
Dude, what a dick.
I mean, that's the best strategy I could think of too.
Also, I don't like his new voice.
I could take it.
It's not as good clearly as oh my
original.
God, what's his name? The original.
Who rest his soul. He passed away.
He unfortunately passed away before the final season. His voice is iconic.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like it would be incredible to find another voice like his. So I think they did okay with Aku's new voice, right? It's not the original, but it's still like it sounds like Aku, right? You know?
Yeah.
He sounds like an evil asshole that shapeshifts into a ball and rolls over an entire army.
But Capello,
Spoilers.
he's just like all of us. He puts on his fiery eyebrows one set at a time.
That was great.
That's funny.
He also has problems, which is why he speaks to himself as a therapist.
I like.
I sympathize with this demon, Capello.
I honestly wonder like where that's kind of going. Like, is he like depressed because like Jack never came for him and he's getting bored, or is he now like because he has everything he realizes that he needs the conflict in order to like not be bored out of his mind?
Could be both.
I think both are fairly on the spot. Like, it's hard to imagine a person that has everything, but like it's a lot with the rule of want. I think it was like when you want something and you get it, after a certain amount of time you'll just get bored of it and you'll want something else. But Aku, who has literally conquered the world, has nothing more to want other than wait for someone to try to fuck up his grasp of the world, and he never came.
I gotta wonder if they're doing that plot point so that Aku like secretly gives Jack back his sword, and that's because he wants him to he's bored and he wants him to do something. You know,
maybe.
I think that would be a really interesting thing. You know, like Aku self-sabotaging himself because he's so fucking bored.
Isn't that what all gods did at one point?
I I don't want to get like theistic, right?
Yeah,
like
no,
because
right?
that's a pretty rough subject. But like, I imagine that's why God made the devil. Like, God was bored out of his fucking mind watching the chimps like slowly walk onto their bare feet, and he was like, "Hey, Lucifer,
Demon.
you said you wanted, it's like, you said you wanted to be like me, right?
Well, I'm not gonna let you.
You're the
He's
devil
just,
now."
He's just poking at him
Just-
to let him like go off, and it's like, no, I have a reason to banish you.
And then the devil.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other mythologies that go on there. Religions that have like that anti stuff.
I don't know. I think it's hilarious that's where Aku has gone to, you know, because well, the entire first season he was like a goofy demon, but he was also the shape-shifting master of darkness and despair. So like during the entire first season, like he was in control, right? You know, he would fight Jack and he would narrowly lose and escape, but like he was still like, you know, toe to toe with Jack the entire time. And now that Jack has given up, Aku's like, what the fuck do I do now?
Because even in the earlier seasons, like the first regiment of it all, like eventually he just stopped showing up and started coming up with ideas for like other people to go take care of it because he didn't want to risk his neck. Then, I mean, that's where it all started going downhill, I would suppose.
And then he got bored because he owns everything. And what is there to do for a man who has done and has lived as long?
Clearly, his newest objective was spawn 7 daughters of evil and
I
send them.
I don't think that was even him.
Yeah.
No, those were people praising a statue of him.
Yeah. It's just a thought.
It's a bunch of like crazy.
It's a cult, right?
Yeah.
It's like some crazy chick was like, I love Aku.
I'm going to bear Aku's children.
And they're going to kill the samurai.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much what that is. Like,
cult.
I'm almost completely certain that
Dude, I
Aku...
so want this female Aku child to meet Aku. And I want Aku to go, who are you again? I have never sired any children.
Well, yeah.
Who are you?
Was it Ashi? Was her
Yeah,
name?
Ashi.
Yeah.
Ashi, like, is already, like, there's beautiful things in this world, and Aku's kind of fucking it all up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not down with this.
Yeah.
So what I would like is for the mother to meet Aku. And Aku would
who
be
are
like,
you
who
again?
the fuck are you? Like, get out of here. Like, you
You're
don't
putting
matter.
mud on the carpet. We just got this clean.
Like, get out of my way. Jack is right behind you. Like, it's basically like that would be a good, like, ironic thing to have to happen. But we're delving deep into spoiler territory.
If you're not watching,
You know what? At this point, I'm going to say spoiler warning, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, way after we start talking about spoilers.
You had 15 years to watch the first season.
But
You know,
I will
has it been that
definitely.
long?
It might have been.
It was like 10, 12 years,
that's
something like that.
That's not a bad hiatus.
It's a long time. I will post in like the description and probably the title, you know, spoilers for Samurai Jack. So, yeah, spoilers for Samurai Jack. Also, theories for Samurai Jack that may or may not be correct, but are still fun to talk about. So the biggest thing in Samurai Jack is going to be Jack's return to the last portal where the Blue Guardian is. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Blue man with tiny glasses
Yeah, the Guardian.
beats the shit out of Jack and then sends him off on an eagle or something. I don't remember.
It's something like that. It's like, he may be worthy one day. And I am almost 110% certain that the final battle isn't going to be with Aku. He's going to beat Aku before the last episode, and then the final battle is going to be with the Blue Guardian.
I am not agreeing with you.
You don't think so?
But
I like the Scotsman said, let's rebuild a new army, and I think they're going to find Jack, and Jack is going to think of, out of all the people who have helped me, like, let's go back and talk to them. And I think he's going to be one of them.
I don't think so. I don't think the Blue Guardian cares enough.
I'm not
leave.
saying he's going to help. I'm saying they're going to try to ask him for help because he beat Samurai Jack.
I don't think so. I think the last episode is going to be him rematching the Blue Guardian.
That'd be cool to see. Although even in the episode with the Blue Guardian, he looks into the portal and there is an image of Jack yelling while it's raining robots. So maybe we'll see that scene happen again.
See, no,
he's ready now.
Well, that's probably going to happen. Like, I'm almost certain that the Scotsman is going to get the army, find Jack. Jack is going to lead the army, kill Aku. But that's when they defeat Aku in the future. That's not going to be the last episode. The last episode will be afterwards. And the last episode will be him rematching the Blue Guardian and going back to the past.
I don't know. We'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah,
we're technically halfway.
Next week will be the 6th episode, so we're about to be halfway towards the end of Samurai Jack.
Is it?
Yeah, yes. I think they said that was 12 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 10 or 12. I think 12 though.
12 sounds about right.
Dang, I didn't know we were that far in. I thought this was gonna be like a multi-season thing.
No, this is the last season.
They said that they were gonna end it with one more season.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice to see that there's an ending, right? Because I think Jack, out of all the shows that never got an ending, is one of the ones that really deserves it.
Yeah, I had a big fan base for when it was there.
Yeah, I mean, and it only grew.
Yeah,
and it's an awesome like romantic samurai, story, right? Mm-hmm. Like Jack being pure of heart, and let's talk about like his recent insanity for one. Like that's some cool like.
There are some old demons in that closet for some reason.
There's some demons in there for sure.
I still don't understand the point of the other Jack.
It's like him telling himself "I told you so" type of thing.
Yeah, it's basically like it's him, but like all of.
I'm so stupid for losing that sword. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I'm gonna get hunted now for this, and like, what am I doing? I just did this. Type of. It's like the little voice in his head that's always.
It's pretty much his demon.
It's putting doubt in his head.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's all of his all the things that he regrets and like how he doesn't do. It's sort of like manifesting in his psyche.
It should be also said, I think Jack is starting to go insane because it's no longer just that one. There's a small little puffball that's talking to him.
I mean, he was definitely insane. Like at the start of the season,
yeah,
he hears the voices of the people that he failed, and his father. He sees his father's burning,
blaming
on the cross, and he's definitely like he's gone nuts, which is a really really interesting like take from like the hopeful samurai to now like the very fallen
shit's
warrior.
Fucked, yo. Yeah. It's your fault, Jack.
Yeah, without hope, and it's pretty cool seeing like that sort of like turn, and it's definitely really interesting and well done on the part of the makers of Samurai Jack, especially like them putting it on Toonami and Adult Swim. Yeah. That's a really cool, really good way to have ended the entire series, despite it like because it was violent, right? Like before, but
it was never robots.
Yes, yeah. Like it was always it's cartoon violence, and there's not a lot of like real like mortality
until like 2 episodes back, 3 episodes back,
like starting with the first episode of season 5, I want to say, because he's already like fighting his demons. And like you can see that he's already like kind of losing it, and it just gets worse as the season is going on.
Well, what I wanted to say is like when he like sure he accidentally like not even accidentally he meant to do that hit when he's running away from the daughters of Aku. He defends himself and he cuts some girl's neck, and then he realizes, wait, that's blood. Hold on, and then he runs away. And the blue demon appears again, or his doubt starts yelling at him. And then he remembers something about his past and his dad, convincing him, like, you choose whether you have to do this or not. And if you have to do it, you have to do it. It's your choice. And he tries to convince the daughters of Aku, like, you don't have to be here hunting me, but if you choose to fight me, you will face your destiny. And destiny being, I'm Samurai Jack.
I'm going to
have to kill you. And then they go, shut up, we're here to kill you. And so he says, okay. And he pops out of the snow and throws a spear through a lady. And then they freak out. And he proceeds to throw a second spear into another lady. And at that very moment, I turned to Danny, my younger brother, and went, shit. This is getting a little serious.
Oh, no shit.
That was a fight scene, man. When you're going from, I'm trying to convince you, and I'm calm as all flowing water, and you don't have to do this. Spear through your chest. Spear through that person's chest. You know, he almost broke some chick's neck by punching them in the face.
I mean,
and then he then proceeded to throw another one off a cliff.
Just directly off.
There was some real good stuff in there.
And it's either the episode before.
It's the episode before.
Where they're in the whale.
Yeah, that's the episode before.
Yeah, where Jack says, and maybe they explain it in the comics. I would like to see, but where Jack says, "I've escaped large beasts, the inside of large beasts before. I know how to get out." I know that he's referencing the time whale, the infinite time whale, where at the end of the episode he can't get out of the fucking whale. That episode bothered the fuck out of me. Like, it bothered me so fucking hard. It's like, he's in a infinite loop. Like, how does he get out? And they never explained it in the show.
I actually don't remember that.
Yeah, there's he goes, I don't remember why he goes into the whale. Probably because it's a time whale and there's like,
supposedly there's a portal.
There's a portal in there. But the thing is, like, he goes in and then he spends the entire fucking episode trying to get out of the fucking whale because there's no portal in there. And then he gets out and it turns out the whale can turn back time. And he's back in the whale. So the moment
he got out, the whale was like, nope.
And he goes back at the end of the episode. He's back in the whale. And he's like, well, how the fuck does he get out then?
He waits for the whale to lose interest in him. And then he sneaks out.
Right? Like, I need to look up the comics because maybe they explain it there. But, like, how do you get out of the whale? Like,
wait till the whale.
It's an infinite looping whale. Like,
loops to where you're not in the whale.
Oh man, that's funny.
That sounds hilarious.
That was Killer Whale Bites the Dust, just activating and
sending him back. Whale Bites the Dust. Killer Whale it's him and like 5 other people that are just stuck in there. And it's like, how do you get out?
That's good stuff right there.
Probably just killed the whale.
Okay, time portal, not your death.
Look, I'm going to keep punching your heart unless you stop.
You know that would be a way to stop a whale.
Then you can just loop back to the beginning. I think you said you could just walk out.
But if, like, you know, the whale is just being a whale, right?
Yeah. Is the whale just being a whale now?
Wait. At this point in time, he swallowed Jack. The whale is being a whale. Jack makes his way to the whale heart. I don't think the whale can know there's someone on my heart.
I mean, the whale could probably feel a heart attack coming.
Loop back to where I'm not
having a heart attack.
Essentially.
What if you're fast enough and aggressive enough with the heart attack?
He's just doing like the 5-finger death punch out of the fucking.
Oh.
Well
then
as soon as I move, I will die.
Before I move my tail 5 more times, I guess I should turn back time.
This was that one fucking episode. Like, I don't even know if that was just made just like as a just because episode. Like,
can we watch that episode, but instead of whatever it is that they do for sound, can we play Killer Queen's theme?
Yes.
Or Kita's theme while it's playing? Oh, that's good stuff right there.
Killer Whale Bites the Dust. That may be like the one episode of Samurai Jack that it just bothers the fuck out of me, man. Like, how did Jack get out of that fucking whale?
It's a good question.
The world.
What if he's still in the well and he's just imagining everything?
know.
Oh, that's
That's what like I was gonna mention it during that episode. It's like this entire episode is Jack hallucinating from inside that fucking whale.
Someone in the comments. He walked out at the end.
He just walked out.
The whale gave up.
Well, just gave
The
up.
well lost interest, and so he walked out.
Boosting Benny's ego.
Oh boy. Yeah, samurais are cool.
Yes, they are.
They are.
And Samurai Jack is really cool, and probably all
Still
three of
ongoing.
us still ongoing until like 6 weeks from now when they end it for good. I think all three of us here have a shiny recommendation for it in the event that at some point while listening to this podcast and you haven't watched Samurai Jack, which what the fuck are you doing? This is a spoiler cast for Samurai Jack. You should watch Samurai Jack, Marcos.
You probably should, Marcos. and or Todd. Stop playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
Start watching Samurai Jack.
Hi, those.
You goddamn mercy main.
Hi, those people I don't know.
You holier than thou.
All right, I think that'll cap it off for this episode of Animated Cuisine.
On those lines, then, I am Samuel Nieto. The shop I am in is co-owner with my wife is called Adsomnia.
There we go. Yeah, you get that plug.
Yeah, damn right. We have lots of things.
Plug it right in.
Damn right. I mean, support a family of 5. Come on, guys. You know how this works.
A now growing family of
I know 9 weeks. So, in another good number of weeks, there will be either a special
a fifth member.
No,
Isn't it third?
5. No, there's
Fifth member to your family.
Member of your
Yeah,
family.
fifth member.
Third child. Fifth member.
Fifth member.
Wait, so then when I was single, was I a family of 1?
No,
'cause
but when you got married, you formed a family.
Yeah.
a new family unit. At the point where you were single, you were in part of your other family unit, which
We can't play as you, so we don't know.
you are an NPC. We
Look,
do
I
not
got
know.
some DLC, some really good DLC. So that's what this is.
Some DLC coming in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sam's shop is Adsomnia, and we will link it in the doobly-doo.
Yeah.
Which
hats.
which you mainly focus on selling Pokemon hats
For now.
For
We're still small.
you also have several nerd culture bags and patches
Yeah.
and a bunch of cool stuff that you should check out because it's pretty good quality. It's really nice quality stuff, and it's fun and it's Pokemon. And if you love Pokemon, you might want one of these hats.
It's true. And we also got the bags. Well, they'll have a little description of what they can do, but we also got some lantern stuff, some TCG stuff, and a little bit of Star Wars stuff because, Star Wars is awesome. Last Jedi, go watch it.
Benny's not
Isn't
into
it?
Star Wars.
Isn't Star
I
Wars?
have yet to see a Star. Well, I've seen some Star Wars
Aren't
movies.
Jedi just space samurai?
Jedis are definitely
you know what? They're
just
space samurai half used with magic.
They're magic space
Space samurai.
Yes.
So if I hit you with the reverse side of a lightsaber,
There's no reverse side of a lightsaber.
We're not going to do this now.
There's no. You cannot have a.
would I do blunt damage instead of laser
Can
damage?
you hold the laser part of whatever part of the killing
Light is not blunt. Look, we cannot get into this at the end of this fucking podcast.
We'll leave the listeners to that question. Can I hit people with the backside of a lightsaber?
No. Thank you for
Mythbusters,
listening.
get on that shit.
Thank you for listening. This has been the NPC Party signing out.